I greet you in the name of Jesus Christ, and I welcome you to this pastoral care video. For those who might be new tuning in, this is Hephatha Lutheran Church. I'm in the sanctuary on the corner of 18th and Locust, Pastor Mary Martha here, and I'm longing for the day when we are all back together in this sanctuary. I'm looking out here, and I can envision where you normally sit, and I can hear Erica at the piano, and I can see our young people running up for the children's message. And my heart truthfully breaks some, but I'm also filled with hope as we look in anticipation in this new church year and soon in a new calendar year for a way for the pandemic to be far lessened with the hope of a vaccine and with the hope of God's healing. This is a series of brief video messages designed to give you a word of encouragement from me as your pastor in the love and hope of Jesus in this time that we are enduring. Today, you'll see behind me, I have the blue cloth that we have on the altar during the season of Advent. Here, as we are moving toward Christmas, we go through the season of Advent, the 4 Sundays of hope and light and preparation. And you'll see a blue candle shining its light there in the midst of this Advent season. It's kind of a dim Wednesday afternoon as I'm making this video, and that's probably a good thing because you can see the light better if it's not extremely bright up here on the altar. You can really take a good look at that candle and think about Advent as the season that reminds us of the gift of hope that comes from Jesus. And I particularly want to address how it is that we are experiencing anxiety and sadness and stress in this time of the pandemic and as we go through winter and the holiday season, all of this together. So I'm noticing these days, as I guess you are, how early the sun goes down. And that's really the meaning behind our Advent tradition of lighting those 4 candles on the Advent wreath, is to have the light increase on the wreath as we get closer and closer to December 21st and ultimately the 25th for the birth of Jesus, whom we acknowledge as the light of the world. And so as we light these candles, and you'll see this in our worship on YouTube and when we're together on Zoom, as we light the 4 candles on the Advent wreath, one more each week, the light grows as we grow closer to the birth of Jesus, to his second coming, and indeed to the time when we will meet him face to face. He is the light of our lives. So as the sun's going down early, the virus is surging, we have encouragement constantly, and we're wise if we follow it, to step back a bit from our contacts, to make sure that when we are seeing someone, both of us are free from any exposure to the virus, wearing a mask, all of these things. We have elders who cannot go out at all. We have others, myself included, my family included, who have lost loved ones who have been dear and central in their lives. Those who suffer regularly with depression and anxiety see a spike in their symptoms, and many who normally don't deal with depression and anxiety are experiencing it for a first time in a real way in this pandemic. Then you add in the division in our nation and the violence, from within our homes to a shooting at Mayfair Mall. I could go on and on. I don't have to. You know what your suffering is. You're aware of the suffering in our community and in the world. In these times where we experience anxiety, depression, sadness, loneliness, the gospel helps us know, trust, and